Here's our basic training flight school series that I want to give you for this segment of our training. I believe this is going to be very key and pivotal, very key, I put it that way, for many of y'all to go out there and take and build a big business here. And so as we were going through and looking at some of the things, not only do you need to have the right mindset as you're looking to build a big business, you definitely should have the right mindset, but you're going to have to go and take it a step further here as you go out and build your business. And I want to make sure as we do, and I may talk about some things that may be financially related or income related. We do have to make sure that we are upfront. You know, some people can take this information and they can grow a big business and grow a big income, but some people can look at this information and do absolutely nothing. And so we can't guarantee any incomes here, but we can say that if you do the work according to the plan that we have in the compensation plan within our company, the company will truly reward you for your efforts, and you get paid in direct proportion to the efforts that you put out. And so we like to be upfront with people here at our company. I believe the truth is good enough. You know, but some people are looking, they've been doing the work, but they just have been looking for the right environment in order for them to go out there and build a big business. And that's what we're looking for nowadays. Most people are looking for the freedom. I often say the lifestyle that they're looking for, and lifestyle is when you have time and money. You know, I keep saying as well, many people have a lot of time, but they don't have money. Okay? They have a lot of time, but no money. And I was in that situation before in my life, and I never wanted to, you know, I didn't want to continue that. I wanted to have the freedom. But I also knew a lot of people that had a lot of money, but they didn't have time to enjoy. And so there were things that they needed to do to bring that together and where they can have the time and the money and build up a good quality of life. And our company has been able to show that system. Outside of the mindset is something that you need to do. And you hear this from time to time. It is saying your why. Your why. What is your why? Why are you doing whatever it is that you're doing right now? And the things that you're doing right now, are they producing the type of results that you truly want? Are they actually producing the type of results that you truly want and desire? And I didn't understand this in the beginning. I was a bit confused, and I was saying, what is a why? What do you mean a why? Nobody ever taught me what did they mean by the word why. And sometimes we get tied up into the lingo of our industry, and there's a brand new person coming into this industry is typically not properly explained some of the terms and things that we have that sound similar to your everyday life, but it may have a different meaning here in what it is that you're doing. And I know I had to get a thorough understanding of a why. And so they would ask me questions of, what are the things that, it's not, why is not setting your goals or whatever, but why should drive you. Your why should be strong enough to drive you through the challenges and the obstacles that may come in your way. And best believe, when you're looking to do something great, it won't always be a smooth road to your success. It won't be a straight path from where you are to where you want to go. There are all kinds of obstacles that are going to come your way. And sometimes I say there are potholes in the curvy road of life. And so that means you're going to be going up the mountain. You're going to be making curves. You're going to be going through twists and turns. There are going to be all kinds of things and detours and all kinds of things that's going to happen to you in your career, on your road and your journey to true success and creating that lifestyle. But the key thing that will help you get there is knowing where it is that you want to go by creating your why. And so I had to have a why that was emotionally backed by my emotions. Meaning that it was something tied to my reasons why that I wanted to go out there and accomplish those goals. There were major things that I had said, and one of the things I can tell you for me, and I had to find something. Sometimes you have to find a target, something that you can strive for and go for in life, and you give it your all. And those big things is that I wasn't going to let my family see me fail. It was just something that I knew in my heart of hearts that I had to do. It wasn't any doubt about it, because for my family, my wife, my kids, they depended on me. My mother, had worked hard, and father had worked hard, and I wanted to do some things for them as well. And so I was emotionally tied to the reasons why I was building the business. See, I often ask people, do you have someone that you really care about or that you really love? Who is that person? Is that your brother, your sister, your cousin, your aunt, someone who raised you, or someone who poured into you, or whatever the case may be, your spouse, or whatever the case may be? And I would ask them, if their life depended on it, if they had to have a surgery, if they had to do something, don't want to wish anything bad, but just trying to give you an idea. But I had to find something. If their lives depended on you going out there to be successful in order for them to live, would you do the things necessary to keep them alive? And so I would look at it, and I had to make the conditions in my mind. One of my favorite speakings and sayings is, successful people create the conditions in their mind in order for them to become successful. I had to look at it, and I asked people, I said, you know what? Just say a person they were going to be on the street if you didn't take care of them, to cover the house, or they were going to, needed a surgery, a life, surviving surgery, or whatever the case may be. If you had to go out there and build the business that we're in right now, if you had to go out and do something that we call the 2020 plan in the next 90 days, would you find 20 on your left and 20 on your right for them to survive, because you knew that would produce the type of results that you needed to keep that loved one alive? And I'm using that as an example, but that's the reality of creating a strong why. And I looked at it, and a lot of people come back and tell me, and they say, you know what, Ed? You know what? I love my mom. I love my dad. I love my daughter. I love my spouse. I love whoever it may be. And if that was the case, I guarantee you they would be here. And I said, you just told me you would be equivalent to a diamond. Just what I talked about, from just what I was explaining there. So the thing about it is, most people won't build this business for money. Most people won't build this business for money alone. There are going to have to be some reasons why that they build the business. That's why we often say, if your why is strong enough, the how doesn't matter. How you do it, we don't need to discuss. Because if the why is strong enough, if the reasons behind your actions are strong enough, then the how doesn't matter. See, we were looking at a case where they were talking about this lady, and you may have heard the story of a lady, small lady, but her child was trapped under a car for whatever reason that took place. Unfortunate incident, and this is a true story. And the mother, that small mother, maybe 125 pounds or so, not a big, strong, weightlifting person whatsoever. But that mother saw that their child was trapped under a car. And for some strange reason, and I don't know the weight of it, I'm just giving you a size, but it wasn't a big size person or anything of that nature based on the story that I encountered. But that lady went there without even thinking about it. All she knew is she had to save her son. She lifted that car enough where her child was able to be removed from that car, from the bottom of that car. See, that's showing if the why is strong enough, the how doesn't matter. And there are many stories I can go on where some abnormal things took place and you don't know why. And that person went back and tried to lift that car again at that time after the incident and could not even budge the car because they gave it their all. There was something that was just the adrenaline, the mindset, everything. All they knew is I have to save my son or daughter in this case. And so the things that I can tell you is this: you need to go in and drill down and find what is your why. You know, are you building it for your personal freedoms that you're looking to do? Are you building it to, you know, like for me, I wanted to make sure that my kids didn't see me fail. It's all right to fail, but I fell forward. I wanted them to see me go through the process and succeed and never give up and never quit. And I had a why to make sure that I built the financial wall around them so strong that they never had to worry about poverty themselves. But they were going to learn the lessons of life. I wasn't going to cheat them on their process, but at least I would put them in. And my goal was to make sure that my kids, and that based on me, that they didn't start where I started from. They start where I left off. Your generation should get progressively get better. And so I was looking for myself to come to a point where I can grow me. And I can show from my example that this could be done and that you can do it too. And so your life should progressively get better from generation to generations. And those were things that were emotionally tied for me. I wanted my parents to see me succeed beyond what they had gone through and tried to do as entrepreneurs themselves and working jobs and things that they went through. I wanted them to be here, and I wanted to do it within a quick time fashion where they can at least reap the benefits of a lot of things that we were able to do. And I've been able to do some great things for my family. See, I look at, you know, the reason why I built it, because now it's not just extending from my immediate family, but I have friends and family that, because I had a strong enough why, and I was willing to go through the no's. And no matter who told me no, and how many times they told me no, my why was strong enough that the no's didn't matter. My why, I didn't like to speak in front of the rooms. My coach and mentor used to tease me and tell a story before he announced me, this guy wouldn't lead silent prayer in church. And that was true. I didn't like anyone to call on me and say, bow your head and be in front of the room. And no, I didn't want attention drawn to me whatsoever. And so I was that person. I didn't like to speak. But because of me having a desire to be better, in creating something strong enough in the reasons why that I would build this business, it allowed me to overcome the challenges that stopped me from moving along, that would stop me from moving along. And I'm telling you right now, if you would just simply take some time and actually go through that process and find out the reason why that you're actually doing the business, that would actually do more for you than you having to learn how to do some of the technical things that we talk about. When I had a strong enough why, it was easy for me to learn how to shake a hand and go meet people and start a conversation with them. Because I knew starting the conversation, I would go through the numbers. And I remember I was afraid for someone to tell me no, but I would go through the numbers because I knew I had to find some people that had good sense enough to see the opportunity. And I went through that process over and over and over again. And I was bad at it. I was horrible at it. Then I got a little better. But it still wasn't as good as some people who were natural at it. I wasn't a natural person at just meeting people because I was a very private person. An introvert is what most people call it. But that why was so strong that I was willing to go out there and meet people and start conversations with them. I was willing to go out there and show the plan and share the services of the product that I had. And I was willing to go through that process. And see, those were the hows. That's how I was going to get there. See, that's the technical stuff. But the reason behind it drove me straight through the no's until I found the yeses. What have you put together in terms of your why that will now put you in a position where no matter what it took, how long it took, you were willing to go through that process to make it happen. I want you to take some time right now and just get a sheet of paper, or get your smartphones out right now. Let's just do an exercise with me right now. If you're taking the time to do this, to get on this call, and again, I welcome everybody that's joining us here and on this particular recording. I just want you to take some time and go through the process of making a list of the reasons why you're building this business. Let's take some time. Matter of fact, I'm gonna give you 30 seconds